Hello, it's Adrienne, the Victoria Paper Shaper, and I have a fun project for you today. We're going to make this. I've got a couple examples here. So it's a step card, and you see they call it a step card because of that, and because there's two, it's a two-step card, and it's a person from Alberta. That's kind of funny, or formerly from Alberta. I'm in British Columbia now, but anyways, two-step card. Yeah, so the neat thing about this card is that it actually folds flat, and it's not that complicated to make. So I'm going to go through everything that you're going to need, and then we'll go ahead and make the card. So just for these two examples, for this one, I used the Free as a Bird suite, and this was a lot of coloring with our blends. And then this one was just stamping with the stamps in this set under my umbrella. For today, I'm going to be using Tropical Cheek, and we're coloring it in Shaded Spruce, Granny Apple Green, and Flirty Flamingo. So the first thing you need to do is cut two pieces of cardstock. One is going to be 4.5 by 11, and the other is going to be 3 by 5.5. You're then going to score this big piece at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 4 inches, and 5.5 inches. You're going to score the small piece at 1/2 inch and 2 inches. Next, you'll need 2 pieces of coordinating cardstock, so something that works with the cardstock that you just had. Whoops, got the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, so for this one, you need a 4 by 5.25 piece and 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And again, this is a cardstock that is going to coordinate or work with this cardstock. And then you need 2 pieces of Whisper White. Oh, wrong way. And that's 3 3/4 by 5 and 2 1/2 by 3. So you'll need a bone folder, and what you want to do is fold along the score lines and then burnish them. Like so. So you should wind up with something that looks like that. And you can see where it's going, how it's going to turn into that step. Do not assemble it yet. You've got a whole lot more to do before you get to that step. So you've got that, set it aside. And then you want to repeat with your little piece of paper. Just fold and burnish. And so you've got that. And again, just set it aside. Next, you're going to do all your stamping to decorate your 2 pieces of paper. Now, I've already done that because nobody wants to see me stamp. I'm pretty sure about that. And again, this is the Tropical Chic. So I just stamped a bunch of the different images in 3 different colors. The other ones I had, like this one, only had 2 colors. But so it's just whatever works for you. And you're basically just sort of creating a background. And then once you've done all your stamping, you're going to attach them to the coordinating pieces of cardstock. Now, I've elected to just use the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue for this. Normally when I'm attaching cardstock to cardstock, I use my my snail, my tape runner. There we go. Now the reason I'm using the liquid glue is because you need to use multi-purpose liquid glue, or at least I feel it's the best adhesive for a project like this. And because I'm using it for the assembly of the sort of base of the card, it's just easier to have out. So once you've done all your stamping and assembly, this is what you'll have. So now comes the hard part. You've got to decide which way you prefer it. So this is going to go on the inside of this sort of C curve. So you have to decide, do I like this side, and it's going to be covered, or do I like this side? And I think I like this side better because I just love the flowers. So that's how I'm going to put it. Notice the small amount of glue I'm using. Less is more. You don't want to have glue everywhere. And the cool thing about using Tombow is you've got that moment where you can just slide things over, just tweak it to get it just right. So this is what you now have. And then you're going to repeat with the little piece on the opposite side. So this one is going to wind up in this position. So again, you need to decide which way up do I want this. And I think I kind of prefer it this way. I don't know why, but I do. So you're just going to attach it like so. Okay. So now you've got this and this. Now comes the fun part. Assembling the box. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your adhesive on this tab, and then the easiest way of doing this is then you're going to fold it down at that 2-inch mark and fold it flat like that, and then hold it. Okay? Because if you wind up, if you're sort of like trying to assemble it like this, it's probably not going to end well. Okay, so you've got the glue on there. I'm going to fold it that 2-inch tab and just fold it over, bada bam, bada boom, hold it. So you could actually stick it aside for a minute. Now would be a good time to stamp your greeting. So I've already done that, and I used "You Were the Greatest." And what I've done here, if you haven't done this before with this punch, is you just punch it again in the contrasting or coordinating cardstock, cut it in half, and then again I use the multi-purpose liquid glue, and it creates this adorable border. Because otherwise the white, if it's white on white, it just kind of gets lost because your greeting's going to go here. Okay, let's move on. Okay, look at that. Ta-da! Pretty cool. Okay, next we're going to attach the base, so this part, to the front of the card. So what I did is, I know this is, what do I know it is? It's 2 inches. So I just sort of made a line at about probably 1 1/4, 1 1/2. And I make a line with my glue so that I don't go over it. And then I just put my glue on. And again, not a ton. You don't need a lot. Now you could use another adhesive for this, and this one I kept the card in front of me to line it up because I wanted to line up these two sides, and then I want to line up the bottom. So I want to make sure it's pushed down to the bottom and sort of even on the bottom. So now this is what you have. Okay. All right, so all that's left is to attach this. So again, you're just gonna put your glue on the tab. Uh-oh. So this is an old bottle of glue, and I gotta say, when you're working on a project like this and you don't want too much to come out, this is a good time to sort of use these old bottles up. So I'm just gonna fold it in, fold it down, and hold it for a minute. Put that there. Okay, so we've got our greeting, and I'm just going to get some dimensionals. Okay, how cool is that? I really like this one. I love these colors. They're so happy, and this is an important time to be happy, people. I know it's really easy to get overwhelmed with all this going on in our world right now, but you know, there are a lot of things that we can't control, but our happiness is one of them, and this makes me happy, so this is why I'm still crafting. And one of the perks about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is I have a room full of crafting stuff, so staying at home, physical distancing, sheltering in place, all that. I'm at home and I'm good. I could probably be here for a year or two before I'd run out of craft supplies. Oh, sorry, I went out of the film there, out of the thing. Okay, so then you just take your greeting and you sort of decide where you want it. Like you could stick it right in the middle, but this one, I just think I want it right about there, and plunk it down. And there we go. So the cool thing about this card is that it folds completely flat for mailing. And what you do here on the back, I haven't done it yet on this one, you can just cut a piece of Whisper White, and this will be 4 by 5 1/4. You'd think I'd have these measurements down pat, and I do. My brain just doesn't work. And you can stick it on the back for your greeting, or if you don't want to write anything, you just give them this. No muss, no fuss. But yeah, so that's how you do it. So I'll just line them all up for you to see. So there you go. A step card. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do feel free to message me if you've got any questions. Be safe, be healthy. I love you. Bye-bye.